gang violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. But I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
On a shooting during a youth football game in Oakland. Police say they are searching for the suspects who injured 3 people in the stands. It all happened at Oakland Tech High School yesterday afternoon. And as KPX5's Julia Goodrich reports, there's a new push for safety on the football field.
These kids weren't out on the streets after dark. They were playing a game they love, football, on a Sunday afternoon when the unthinkable happened in front of hundreds of people who were watching their game.
I heard gunshots and had to take cover and get the kids down with me.
Walte Orr is president of the Oakland Dynamite's Elite Football. He's known as Coach Chewy, and he was running for cover with his kids when gunfire rang out.
A lot of us, had them lay on the ground and take cover with us. And just did what we can to try to protect them, basically.
This is video from a championship game last year. Yesterday, the 10-year-old youth league was playing a Fresno team at Oakland Tech High School when bullets flew into the bleachers, hitting a 6-year-old girl, a man, and a woman. All 3 rushed to the hospital. Oakland Police Chief LaRon Armstrong.
We're looking for physical descriptions, photos, videos that anyone at this event may have.
This isn't the organization's first incident involving a gun. Coach Chewy says this is not a Dynamite League problem. This is an Oakland problem. Today, the police chief is saying that you need to have security at the games. Have you been saying that all along?
I've been saying that police presence would be a little better than security because a lot of people don't respect security guards and whatnot because they're not law enforcement.
This is the 2nd year in a row where the Oakland Police Department will have to provide security at football practices and at football games just so kids can play football in peace without the threat of gunfire.
The Dynamite's Elite Football and Cheer is a nonprofit organization. It's designed to teach youth life skills through fundamentals of football and sportsmanship.
We're not going to allow these people, these individuals that bring guns to this environment to get away with this and stop these young people from participating in these activities. We will not allow them to do that.
In Oakland, Juliette Goodrich, KPIX5.
And a prayer vigil will be held at a nearby practice field. That will happen at 6.
100 people. This could have been a horrible tragedy. It was already bad enough, but it could have been much worse.
A 6-year-old girl and several others are in the hospital after an argument turned into gunshots at a Sunday afternoon children's football game.
It is not an NFL game. It's not a college game. This is a children's pee-wee football game. Just little kids learning how to be active and play together. And adults choose to bring guns into that environment. Nobody is safe until we figure out who's responsible for this.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Liz Kreutz.
And I'm Dan Ashley. Right now, a gathering that is both a meeting and a prayer circle is getting underway because of that Oakland shooting. 3 people were shot, including a child. ABC 7 News reporter Lena Howland spent today digging into what happened and who's responsible.
One day after this video was taken,
Hey, get the kids!
Oakland police are offering a $15,000 reward for anyone with information on who's responsible for shooting and hurting 3 people, including a 6-year-old girl at a Pee Wee football game.
It's not a Dynamite problem, it's an Oakland problem. Our city is prevalent with gun violence.
Walte Orr, known as Coach Chewy, is president of the Oakland Dynamites. He was there at Oakland Technical High School yesterday when he heard shots ring out.
It's gut-wrenching, like I said. I try to protect these kids, including my daughter, away from this type of stuff. Now I just got to think about the next plan of action. I can't really dwell on what happened.
He said it was street beef that spilled onto the field on Sunday, but this wasn't the first time this happened. Oakland police say a man was killed in front of kids at an Oakland Dynamites practice last February.
A father is watching his sons participate in Pee Wee football practice, and an assailant walked into the practice area and fired rounds, fatally injuring the father.
After that incident, Oakland police provided security at games for the rest of the year, but Orr says that security ended after last year's season.
Witnessing this level of violence back-to-back years by adults who have come to this football field armed with guns. It makes no sense that children are out here playing football and family and friends are watching these games and people.
Oakland police have agreed to provide a presence of their officers starting next week.
Nobody is safe until we figure out who's responsible for this. Yes, we believe retaliation is high. Yes, we believe that the individuals who were involved in this know one another. And yes, it is important that they are brought to justice.
All 3 victims are still in the hospital recovering. In Oakland, Lena Howland, ABC 7 News.
I'm here on the corner of MLK and Frederick Douglass, where a shooting just took place. And as you can see, it's a pretty rough area. So I'm basically risking my life reporting on this madness. So make sure you do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. Like the video, hell, share the video. And make sure you go ahead and leave a comment down in the comments section to continue the discussion on how we can find solutions to all this son violence in the streets. I'm Jenquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia, BGZM News 17.
Sick panic, you know what I'm saying? Coaches, you know, we're scrambling around trying to get kids on the floor.
Now at 5, chaos erupting at a youth football game in the East Bay when bullets start flying nearby and 3 people are hit. One of those victims, a 6-year-old girl. Good evening. I'm Julie Hayner.
And I'm Mike Meeback. That shooting happened at Oakland Tech High School right near Broadway and 42nd Street. Tonight, the 3 victims are recovering at the hospital. KTVU's Mark Sayre joins us live from Oakland Police Headquarters, where police did give an update on the investigation recently. Mark.
Well, Mike and Julie, so far Oakland police say they have made no arrests in this case. They also say they believe the gunshots came from multiple people or possibly multiple groups of people, both on and off the football field. This video, captured by a coach from the Fresno Valley boys Pop Warner team, shows the chaos on the field moments after shots rang out. It was just after 1 o'clock on Sunday afternoon, and 9 and 10-year-old players were on the field for the first half of their game. Fresno coach Kelvin Hayes says the day started as a family-oriented and fun-filled event.
We were sitting in the stands, there was kids everywhere, and, you know, some shots rang out, unfortunately, in the middle of the 10U game.
Hayes says coaches for both teams then quickly jumped into action.
It was like a movie, you know, everyone just hit panic, you know what I'm saying? Coaches, you know, we're scrambling around trying to get kids on the floor, you know, looking for certain kids. We had a lot of families out there that, you know, it was like a real family environment.
So OPD is saddened by this blatant disregard for life that occurred yesterday, as individuals show complete lack of compassion for young people out there participating in the Pee Wee football game.
On Monday afternoon, Oakland police provided an update on the investigation. Chief LaRon Armstrong says there were about 500 people in attendance at the game, and the carnage could have been much worse. The victims were a 6-year-old girl, a man in his 30s, and a woman in her 50s. They all remain in the hospital.
It makes no sense that children are out here playing football and family and friends are watching these games and people would come armed with guns. And not just one. Several people had firearms in this crowd. That is really unfortunate that they put the lives of young people and families in danger because of their selfishness.
The Fresno Valley boys were playing the Oakland Dynamites at the time. In a statement, the president of the Dynamites offered an apology for the events at the game and said, "Unfortunately, this was some street beef that spilled onto the football field. Even though this isn't our first incident involving a gun, this is not a Dynamite problem. This is an Oakland problem." Now, this is not the first time an Oakland Dynamites game has turned tragic. Last year, a man was killed during a practice of that team. Oakland police say they are going to be staffing Dynamites practices and games from here on out for the rest of the season. There's also a $15,000 reward being offered for any information in this latest case from this weekend. Reporting live in Oakland, I'm Mark Sayre, KTVU, Fox 2 News.
Yeah, police officers now at all those practices and games moving forward. Sad to see, but need it. All right, Mark, thank you.
Gang violence and other kind of violence.
Guess what? I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. But I can get shot anywhere.
so it is what it is.